Yo, it's here for you. That will be Thank you very much for joining us today. My name is Kingsley, Kormla, Elikem, Mortey. Many of my panelists will be joining me today. And if you want to join us, I think I've posted a link already. Prompt us, join us, and then we'll bring you into the studio, and then you will contribute to our topic. Today, we have a lot of stuff to deal with. NAPO, did we go or did we come? But there is a lot of things to deal with. NAPO said that among all the leaders in Ghana, from the time of Kwame Nkrumah, including President Kufuor and everybody, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo has performed more than everybody. And the people of Ghana are angry and pissed with NAPO. And so we will get into many of those things today. But let us watch this video quickly and then we'll come back to the matters.
Yes, we will say a free state Ghana from 1957. The president be our Ghana China and Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. Messi a free state 1957. Back on there, one form of Kwame Nkrumah, no, one form of Obia di wa abadi mampanya wa boga na ho ban ene Ghana kola nim China na Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo.
I know the about him so and I'm waiting for one more person to join us, and then we should be flying in an excitement.
That is fine, yeah.
We should be flying very soon. But again, let us enjoy some few more things, and then we will roll it soon.
Me dia me koto abana me gina polling station ho sa 3 days 3 days me gina ho me hwe yi na ye de ani di akire uyi wana fakwaso na ye na ye county empa ne abo December 17 mbla. Yeah, ya sen yansa kokromoti no ya sharp ya de ekomo ne ahokyere yina e de guso na ya de ajankrofo bi kwan odi Bawumia de me catch and say why are they were trying 8 years awie won kɔ home won kɔ tena fie na won to fuel any so na won tua electricity na ohun said ya ablabo ya dan ati.
In the meantime, we'll join here. You can say, but we will try. We are aware that data we'll join here. Make comments. Any page that you are watching from, any of the pages you are watching from, make comments. And every single Sunday, we will pick at least 5 people and send 100 Ghana cedis. We are saying a thank you, and then to support you to buy some data. With time, I'm hoping, sir, as we go closer, we will get some support, and then my hope is that we are able to get some substantial amount of money to be able to send to our people. But join us. We are excited. We are here.
I have done my best, and done so with the best of intentions for my God and my country. I'll allow history to be the judge of how I have served my nation.
One day on television, I will kneel down and say, Mahama, I am sorry. And someone make kafan who saw your angel.
Say one day
Mahama was an angel.
Mahama Kafra. Mimi this in you, but I stand for the truth. Mahama, sorry.
Oh, I'll take this opportunity to apologize to the former president. I mean, His Excellency John Mahama.
And yesterday, I was bold to apologize to President Mahama because he's a fine gentleman.
Corruption, Nanaba I times 10. Mahama, they see the Facha Ghana for the Facha and the Facha me.
Papa you to up at your mama chop, but no physical. Maybe the upper chop. My body baby. No mama, my body baby.
Missing someone make a kafa Mahama who bad that time you piece of Mahama you from for what you say. Na Mahama angel.
You, me power journey. Either try and let your full name come. And then we will be able to know who you are if we know you already. Okay, let me start. Rashid, me about 10. MVP adored NAPO. And Okobien Anua, this is what NAPO said. First of all, there is so much to talk about in this matter. I was trying to leave Otumfuo out of this matter, but we can't. Otumfuo, in his wisdom, advised NAPO publicly that, hey, Matufo, in the room, people, I'm for say, you are arrogant, you are disrespectful, you are all of this. I don't see that, but go and prove the people wrong. That you, from your utterances and your behavior and everything, prove them wrong. Napo say, oh, mate. And everybody expects Napo was going to be disciplined, was not going to drop any stupid statement. And this is what Napo had to say. Immediately he left Otumfuo's
Kingsley was there. A freestyle Ghana from 1957. Ebekane, yenya president bi a wabua Ghana chen na ado da kwakufuado. Messi a freestyle 1957. Bekane, mo famo Kwame Nkrumah no, mo famo Obia di wa abedi mampanya, wa bo Ghana ho ban, e di Ghana kola nim chen na ado da kwakufuado.
All right, so he was clear. He didn't just say that Nanado did better. He was specific. I'll say, nobody have done better than Nanado Dankwa Akufo-Addo. Rashid Yanko.
Kingsley, me da was say na me tie for nyina mo hwe yen. Ewo afa wiase afa na bia, especially comrades omo across the globe. Me da se bi na pasam yi de e to de bia aya na emprempi, you know. Ghana for ni bi Ndc for ye kan on beka se bi a nipa no ye tan no. Hwe niema bi wo ho a amprepie no meka se MPP ne Ndc enye pe yentimi nso nye pe da. Sane san hwe se de ye si outdoor prof fe wo de hwe nkoma a obedi no UPSC auditorium on Shankoma obedi owie throughout the month na abe discussion ye twa ne sere ne abasa ne discuss still cry amount for that so pensen in common na odi and because obedi mpenin any mpenin komo any nkomo a nimdie ewo mu ankasa ene ma Ghana fo nyina ma etie ye didi mu a ne etwen se MPP fo nso ebeda omo nso running mate edi yesi NAPO omaye omo pese omo nso eda na di e kire obi a na ono nso be ma ne speech ne ba ne sen yesi wo arrogant yenim se NAPO wo firi apedwafie ukohia wa na Otumfuo e ma ne kasa bebre ma ne buube unse asante kasa na Otumfuo kan nyina na opese o kire se NAPO obi o ye arrogant but obuube ana o kire se ono de otete obase na amanfo kan ti mesrew menko enkogu menim ase hwere bie NAPO efiri ho amenyi se duru 1 hour na afedi obi a ya outdoor wa emfa ne se ye wo happiest day kogina nsimpi nso na di nkomo e kire Ghana fo na di kire wa MPP fo na hu se onye obi a o ye arrogant ni atage with sa arrogant nkomo no NAPO kogina platform so a obie na no kasa ana Kwame Nkrumah no chese enye se de osika no mo Kwame Nkrumah no de na nado aye no kra no ambe bi on se sa kasa no mo Kwame Nkrumah no opese o kire sen eya kwam se ye nkomo bi MPP fo na ankasa nkomo mu di ne dem ana odi apie because hwe efi se na nado baaye se obehwe ye nkora na omu school Ghana na o start say o change history bebre eyi Kwame Nkrumah di afim de ne papa ene ne wofanom edin ahyehyehye bebi Kwame Nkrumah eden e wo se wo hye baaye nim se Ghana de ye west enemies UP for ene omu ye MPP for omu di so Ghana.
But Rashid, they are now can say MPP for asama mo kano. But don't you also think say it was a direct message to for Axim for Western region for and the Central region for some Kwame Nkrumah na they be amo kase Kwame Nkrumah no or no dear one year for mano.
Kingsley, pepe, because saying MPP or your central region for be brewum, our munim di essen in Apuna, but MPP for neck question almost open wine, or free Ashanti region. And no oka, SCC Biasa and Moquam and Cromano, Amanako es one yashiamo, but the Kwame Nkrumah, I am a Ghana, no, and yet the Kwame Nkrumah young Kauna Pony wine, and we energy minister. I would jemu a Kreska wabedi Japadia ne ya mabe fum at the expense of investment Kwame Nkrumah investment Ghana and will be jina platforms so wutimi kasa ekasa mo Kwame Nkrumah no o patre saying abra wona na tu fu say sa kasa na e dey tag you arrogant no die enti na wo yes ade no so obeka ya sa guy we me finish sa join news guy who so make key analysis be say ya outdoor na powia is just a few comment away so be true bomb and so what's a prophecy ye wie ye ade bibie wie fefefe o kasa kra won say chire na omo de ade bia be hye ne nsem say wunia kasa ye na wo kasa gimi mu wo kasa gimi mu kasa ye pa na de wo ye no enkoye afi de ye wie bibia fefefe ama ya ba na po a yenim so no be running mate no ye wie outdoor ni bibia ya outdoor na afi de no be subject of discussion na po ya arrogant nti asem ya wo kan ye ma wo aden na wo so de na na do amamu basawe Kwame Nkrumah abra jomama mo wo honom ya tam fourth republic for no betimi de wo ho atoto mu bi but wo pese wo de wo ho atoto Kwame Nkrumah aden na wo ye san na po kwana ko pa achew ade chen ya na wafa ka ekosehwi akogina ahemfufo e wo sehwi anim asa agi atum so ono no o kire na adwene wonim se de o ka na no kre won twe na no ensan enne ontwe na no ensan
Hono kan ye o ka Kwame Nkrumah asem no Kwame Nkrumah fie ese mo ante ni ye a
yes
mo ante ni ye a
o de to omo akasa o mabobo ano o sa to omo mabobo ano ade chinya Ghana fo asomu ka ho asem bebrebe yes na po asem wo ya wo kan die hweni yo na wan hwe ye betwa wasu afri Ghana Kwame Nkrumah ana wo de na na do amamu tantantan we am ose mo memfa mo ho kra asem Ghana fo de magimi minim kwa me de mo befa so wasa faka akọ Kwame Nkrumah ni krom wako Western region honom akogina ho akeka nsem bebre asa trying for asa dia tum sa ampa de na na do aye no esene de Kwame Nkrumah aye ana mprempi na na omo ka se omama mu no omaye niema ana me buso omo sa de no omo ntimi ensi omo bo enka asem emfa ye campaign say yaye we by the be omo ye literal like vague statement say oh yaye we abro omo ntimi nsi omo no enka de papa bi e wo so omo ye den omo ka ntimi de mprempi no aya na mpese me hu se MPP for no eyen koma omo di ne dem eyen koma na nado di ahye ne nkura ne nyina trim a Kwame Nkrumah ekwan na nado ne papa no ne wo famo e de Ghana fa so wo hwe Kwame Nkrumah omo tu na de so okọ Guinea the first speech o maye o say those people are traitors omo ye traitors omo ye bammofo bra wa bra nyina no aye kwa eye na nado ne papa no na ye a omo tu Kwame Nkrumah firi ho amene Ghana for yama UP for we ada ya besi so mudin ubeka Jerry so the last speech we see these people they keep changing their names omunye ni papa ene omunye MPP for amene ya outdoor NAPO se NAPO ensan bi di Kwame Nkrumah atem se chesu dwumadi e dia mani nyina ne se ombra be di NAPO atem because ye yi ne se running mate ombra be di Kwame Nkrumah atem because ono ne wa no kese ono ne arrogant a obetima be kasa ama Ghana for nyina hu sampa Kwame Nkrumah nya hwe se me no kan still na posi won paacho obi a ye you as a running mate I was a bedin komo ka Ghana for nyina bom yemfa ne se na podi so obi enim statement why here from parliament radio so nsembasa but adana ye you say as a running mate Otumfuo atufo ne ade no na nka ye se de why no ne nyina de mo adi ne yenjama ne nkona nka wa start new life for but de ne hu ye na posa akoke kansem bebre say gina so ma ne ka se on paacho ne empaacho chena eko na ni mo say ayi omo de letter bi enenam say o paacho sa letter no kra na po the way we are arrogant me say I don't believe that he's the one who wrote that apology statement. You to say almost the campaign team almost ade no eye go manim ase already omo lose by 30%. Na pass be say no cry no also omo aye bibi no de bibi be to abonten. Hwe say the oye ade no statement. Oye very short. just to please me or fakufo. Me who say Ghana for start say, oh NAPO, then I kasa not just a kufo crying out there. But start statement, yeah, apology statement, or try to be pleasing the wafa. Say no fan, be a no fan one kind between you. But at the end of kind, the underlining statement, he has not withdraw from it. On train sign yet. Nti NAPO deɛ onye obi a Ghana for ɛwɔ sɛ mohwɛ n'anim kasa NAPO wei ba bɛyɛ running mate ama Ghana for nyinaa NAPO no ɔba sɛ ɔmba achieve agenda bi ɛma baabi a ofiri friend sɛn ebi a asantema mu kakra na aba ɛba ne Ghana for nyinaa ɔmbu obiara ɔmfiri asantema mu a NAPO ɔmbu si yɛhwɛ na ɛnkyɛ koraa Bawumia na mu ɔbɛgye ne deɛ ɔho this guy is an arrogant person yaka ma ɛnnɛ ada a yɛ outdoor na nkasa na bɛdi adanseɛ ama just ene the topic of discussion baby NAPO aden nti sebi o hwɛ adeɛ kora as a politician she free obi onim nyansa ho recently ya hwɛ the NDC for year nfɛfɛɛfɛ ɛwɔ UPAC yɛ maame Jane Prof ebe gyina hɔ ɛka nsɛm akɛseɛ yɛ a obia from international community CSOs ne ade obi ɛbɔ n'aba so nkasua biribi firi mu na nka bɛka biribi ne clear odin by NAPO si wɔ no the otie no saa na otie na Ghana for mo say mistake to abama na ekwan wode mo be fa so no wobɛhu sɛ ye ka kyerɛ mo na mantie nti Ghana for mo hwɛ de ekɔ no yes one pony o anase ye kukuru pony na nka ye besoa nti me de Kingsley me nka bebree me de be si wona ma pound fofo no bi abetoa so na NAPO de we say no
no tew Kennedy Japan ka asem bi bonu short na makopo ho.
So is it a case that since independence we haven't had good leaders, selfless leaders?
I believe in Kwame Nkrumah, although I'm UP. Read my lips. You can say it till the next day. I believe in Nkrumah. You see, they did a lot of propaganda.
Yeah.
And looking at what Ghanaians are behaving, our behavior today, we needed Nkrumah that time.
Yeah.
You can hang me. I still.
All right. Make us say. Okay, my call Paul.
Yeah, Christian. Good evening. Good afternoon.
Charlie, meet you.
Kingsley, I'm doing good. What about you?
I'm very good, my brother.
You know, for us, of some of us, we don't speak the tree very well. So
I know.
I mean, we'll try to speak the tree and then
let's go.
Cross-translate with English and then do the best we can do. So for me, I'm very happy to be here this afternoon.
We can do
as
it.
I told you, I mean, today is our meeting day.
I know.
The branch of Massachusetts, we are having a meeting, so I'm on my way to the meeting. So I mean, I think I'm very happy to be on the show. Can you hear me, please?
Yes, go ahead, Paul.
Okay, so for me, I mean, it's very unfortunate, very sad, very, I mean, disturbing for us to, get, NAPO to be, about, the,
Paul, you are going in and out.
Can you hear me?
Yes, now we can.
Yeah, the tag of the arrogance that was put on him, which the MPP has tried to claim, which the Asante, the honorable and then very respected chief Asante tried to clean and wipe the slate clean for him. He has disgraced the Asante, number one. Number two, he has proven to all Ghanaians that there's no way he, NAPO, will be a very submissive person. And the tasks and the lies that the MPP are doing in our eyes, he has really, really exposed his communicators to let them or to let us all understand that indeed he is really an arrogant person. You see, I think Rashid have said a lot, but let me add this thing to it. He didn't even go alone to, disrespect Kwame Nkrumah. He said, Kwame Nkrumah and Muko. He said Muko. Which past president has Cook in his name, apart from President Cook? I'm in Krumano and and he ended it. You see, this is very, very my spice. This is very, very ungrateful. I mean, a statement from my. That have done more, yeah, than what Kwame Nkrumah did for Ghana. Because in NAPO, in the first place, whether we like it or not, Kwame Nkrumah is the one who built the Akusumu Dam. Whether we like it or not, Kwame Nkrumah is the one who built the University of Technology, where you went, KNUST, where Kingsley went. So, yes. Very, mind-boggling for NAPO to be saying that Akufo-Addo, who, by the way, is the most useless, most visionless, most directionless, and the most aimless president in the Fourth Republic of Ghana. Why am I saying so? Under the Fourth Republic, okay, it was only Akufo-Addo's administration that inflation has gone up to 54%. That was in 2022 December. Inflation went to 54%. As we speak, our debt to GDP ratio went above 104% under Akufo-Addo. As we speak, $1 is over 16 Ghana cedi. You see, so I don't know under which basis is NAPO saying that Nanado's government or administration is the best administration in the history of Ghana. I don't know who taught NAPO. I don't know where NAPO learned his history from. I don't know the things that triggered him to make this this shameless and this uneducated statement. As Francis said, I think and I believe it's a discussion among the NPP government. Because you see, Nanado has done everything possible to denigrate Nkrumah since he took over. They've tried to take away and to say that he's not the one who founded Ghana and that they have taken the Founders Day away. They've done a whole lot of things just to denigrate Nkrumah. But you know what? Nkrumah's name will ever remain Nkrumah.
Nkrumah never dies.
Nkrumah never dies. That is why we say, Kwame Nkrumah Ghana. We've never said, there's nothing like Akufo-Addo's Ghana. And there can never be Akufo-Addo's Ghana. The only Akufo-Addo's Ghana we have is corruption.
One of the most interesting things is that the director of communication for the MPP, Richard Ayagba himself, Moro decided to just ask him that, look, tell us, justify at least one thing, the factory that the MPP has built. One moment, just watch this quickly and then we continue.
What he has been able to do relative to Akufo-Addo, and you arrive at the conclusion that Akufo-Addo has done exceedingly more.
Okay, just on the physical projects, if I asked you to list factories that were built by Kwame Nkrumah, I'm sure you mentioned the glass factory, the tomato factory, loads of them nationwide. Your government promised to deliver one district, one factory, 261 or 2 district factories it should be. Can you name 5 factories that you have built in this country from scratch like Nkrumah did, like I listed, which would be comparable to what Kwame Nkrumah left, that you would say that pound for pound you have outperformed him?
Well, I don't have any issues listing that to you, but Umaru, I think that we have gotten to a point where I think that you journalists will have to take some responsibility for these questions. You are asking me a question as if you don't know. If you don't know, we have built a performance tracker that has all of these things. So these questions are simplistic questions that I don't think that at your height you should be asking me. The point of the argument is that we have done so. If it is your contention that we have not built any factories, for which reason you want me to name you 5, you want proof, you should be able to verify that yourself. The issue, we've gone past that. That is elementary political conversation and got you type of moment. That's not the kind of journalism you should be doing. The point of what NAPO was making is that.
Don't worry. We had NAPO. We had NAPO. You've already explained.
Yeah,
but
of course.
No problem. Director of communication.
Yes.
Elementary is to list 5 factories that Akufo-Addo has built, which factories
Yeah.
surpass any of the factories that we know Kwame Nkrumah left behind? You are saying that's elementary, and
Is it
yet,
your contention? Yeah, yeah.
and yet, no, let me land with the question. But you do not think.
I'm not going to allow you to land.
No,
on that
if I don't
matter
land, you
because
cannot take off because you
the
take off
point
on
is
where
that-
I
listen,
land.
no, Umaru,
hold on,
Umaru.
director, respectfully.
Umaru.
If you say that,
Umaru.
listing 5
Umaru.
factories is elementary,
Yes.
you do not
Yes.
think that listing 11,000 kilometers of road, that one is not elementary, right?
But I haven't told you where they are.
But you said you've done 11,000 roads. You've compared. You see, you decided to do the thematic thing, and you decided that in education, Nkrumah did a localized or regionalized free SHS. Akufo-Addo has done a national one. You've also said that Nkrumah has built roads. Akufo-Addo has done better. So I was just trying, and you said hospitals. I was just helping you in terms of trade and industry. I have listed for you, Nkrumah has done so much. What has Akufo-Addo done? That's all I expected you to list. If you can list 5, to say that based on these 5, they outperform or surpass Paul Lugo Tomato Factory, the Awaso Glass Factory, is it? Maybe even look at the Tema Oil Refinery, all of these. If you could just mention 5, I'll be very grateful, and my listeners will be happy to be educated. Otherwise, we can end the conversation and call it a night.
No problem. I'll be able to list you, but the point I am trying to make
So if you can list me, then please list them, please, so we can proceed.
What is called Umaru? I have before me a long list of factories I can list for you. But I'm trying to say that let's not engage in this trivial journalism, because we have prepared for you a database of everything that we have achieved as a government. You should be able to leverage that and inform your listeners.
Very well, no problem.
That's fine. It's not going to solve the problem of what we have done.
No problem.
I have before me, I'm sitting in my office, I have a list of all the 1:1 factories before me. But I'm trying to let you know by way of informing your listeners that if you want to know this thing, which is what you, Umaru.
Paul, over to you.
They keep on disgracing themselves day in, day out. This is the 3rd or 4th top NPP official who was asked to list factories that they built or list projects that they constructed under the Fourth Republic, which were they borrowed over 520 billion Ghana cedis, and they cannot even mention everyone.
Right.
You see, Richard Anyak was trying to be smart, but I like the way Omar Sanda went about the question. The question is, if you think you've done more, you could have done more. Just state 5, okay, of factories that Nanado has built as compared to the factories that Nkrumah built. He couldn't even mention one.
No.
So you see, when these people, they take us for granted, this MPP, Nanado, Bawumia administration and government, they all think we are foolish people, we don't think, and they are just taking us for granted, which is very bad. You understand? Very bad. So for me, I would say that, whatever it is that they've done, it's up to them. NAPO cannot and will not be able to deceive us, throw that into our eyes, lie to us that this administration has done far, far better than all administrations under the Republic of Ghana since we achieved independence since 1957. It's not true. In fact, if we are talking about the worst ever government in the history of Ghana under the Fourth Republic, including at the time of independence, this administration is the most worst ever administration in the history of Ghana. You see, this is what we as communicators of the NDC should be ready to expose the lies. We should be ready to let them understand that they cannot continue with the lies they told us in 2016, and the good people of Ghana believe them and vote them into power. For me, NAPO is not fit for purpose. Then his name popped out that he has been, finalized that he's the vice candidate. I knew he was going to bring disaster. I knew he's going to, cause the ticket to look more bad in the eyes of the people of Ghana. And lo and behold, his first adoring, look at what he did. I think what she spent a lot when Professor Jane Opokunana was adored. Look at the way she spoke. Look at the way the reason why she addressed the Ghanaian public to let them understand that when there's a need for change. She laid out her point, what she's going to do as a vice presidential candidate, what she's going to do to help the candidate. This is what we are talking about. For me, NAPO is a failure. He has disappointed a large section of the MPP grassroots. I've spoken to most of my friends who are MPP, and they are disappointed in NAPO, just that they cannot come out to say it. And I can tell you, Kingsley, if they think they brought NAPO to energize the base in the Ashanti region so that they can get the over 70%, I'm here to let them understand that they will not get the 70% because even NAPO, if you look at the electoral results, in 2016, 2020, NAPO dropped 7,000 votes different. He dropped down by 7,000 votes. So even this should tell you that NAPO is not even popular in Mensia constituency. It's not even popular over there. So for me, whether NAPO likes this or not, whether the MPP likes it or not, whether the NADO and Bawumia likes it or not, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah is the one who founded Ghana. Dr. Kwame Nkrumah is the one who built the universities that the two of them, they attended. Dr. Kwame Nkrumah has done a lot for Ghana. Dr. Kwame Nkrumah has brought us this freedom that we have today. So therefore, it is very disrespectful for anyone to just refer to him as Kwame Nkrumah. That's an insult. And like Kobe Rashid said, that apology letter, I understand it's not from NAPO. It is a campaign who put it out there just to do damage control. Because NAPO, as arrogant as he is, if he believes he's the one who, authorized that letter, he should come out and say it verbally. Because when he was throwing the blunder, when he was causing the blunder, he did not put it in writing. He said it on a platform. So we expect it. He's on a tour. He should come out and say that, yes, I've said something. Upon hindsight, I realized that what I said was wrong. I'm sorry. I apologize. And it is true that I was mistaken to compare Dr. Kwame Nkrumah to the incompetent Nanado. This is what we want to hear from him. And so then, that letter is discarded. That letter will be trashed. We will not believe it. We are going to use it against him. Bawumia and NAPO will not be able to lead Ghana. They are very disrespectful people. Look at the way Bawumia is talking. Look at the way NAPO is talking. This is not what Ghana needs now. Ghana needs reset. We need to reset Ghana. The country called Ghana needs to be reset. And for me, the only people who can reset the country called Ghana so that we can get our economy back on track is His Excellency John Dramani Mahama and his vice, Professor Nana Poku, Jane Nana Opoku. They are the only people for now, among all the candidates, that can get Ghana back on this. Thank you very much. Kingsley, thank you.
You are on mute, Kingsley.
Yeah, Kingsley, I'm done.
Yes, Paul. Thank you very much, and I'm grateful. There was the thing people continue to mention that NAPO is a royal, but of course we all know that the lineage of NAPO linking to the royals too of the Ashanti, unfortunately, is through the grandfather, and that is the father's father. And there is a reason why, and then one day I will take my time and maybe break this matter down a little bit more. There is a reason why the Ashantis are matrilineal, and I don't know why the golden stool is continuing to allow NAPO carry himself as a member of the royal family, because NAPO is not. Your father being a royal does not make you a royal, so far as the Ashanti kingdom is concerned. I am an Ewe. If my father is a royal, that makes me a royal. My mother being a royal does not make me a royal. And so it is interesting how NAPO is trying to push himself into the. Some people continue to accept that NAPO is royal. It's pretty interesting. But before
Kingsley, yeah, I agree with you because Napono said the can asante for the enim so mu die na de. Ana ono ne maame side no cry de. Omu free your friends in western side ono, but politics inti ana on person mu bre your friends asante for any so inti no. Omu sorry a ofri apegafie just omu na soa ohene no palanquin no ne ade, but said the way analysis no fact bibia da wa solid, but me person me can bibi kakra fa director of communication and komo ya ikobusa na no kan wo de wa hwe director of communication who say MPP for no my omo buga patapa party bi ana omo de nam Ghana na mu na omo dada Ghana for adena yebusa wasem unso oma no den yebusa ne de oma ye de oma no den no oma ka oh ana ya say ye kwan we ya say 76 km of road near the but yebusa wasem just mention some factories with the patapa ebebre Omaro Sando and ana de ben come on, we are not children. Ghana for any kwan say ma MPP for we de omo patapa any omo 2x4 in trinkese no edada ebiem because omuni hwe papa bi o mayama Ghana omo so na ye hwe a omanya influence pa ska form nsem no yes kaketwa enso omo nya hwe ma Ghana nti no Kingsley me das
papa let me earlier on no na ensem bi mu wo ha na ye keka mamimbo we na wakakra na enso mamimbo na ye wi na ya ka some short about napona menim say ye di na ye di ahye na ye di ahye.
The 10 cardinal sins of Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempeh, also known as NAPO. Number 1, as an arrogant energy minister, after causing avoidable power outages, also known as Dumso, NAPO insulted Ghanaians, demanding a Dumso timetable, suggesting that they make their own.
Calls for a timetable.
Ask those who want to bring it. They should bring the timetable. If there is, I haven't seen any timetable. So
but people are calling for it.
They bring a timetable. So what do you mean?
Number 2, a divisive tribal bigot, NAPO publicly threatened to lead Ashantis to protest against Voltarians if the Ketasi defense is added to the budget.
The finance minister gave the stake, not the shame. This will lead to capacity for a demonstration.
Now, would that be fair?
He who comes to the equity table must come with clearance.
Number 3, he is uncouth and arrogant. NAPO insulted and demeaned diploma certificate teachers who make about 70% of all teachers in public basic schools.
Now we employ a teacher. Diploma and graduate teacher, man, we employ.
No big graduate teacher.
Yes, in Finland. Finland PhD for the child in nursery school. Because that is the most critical period in that child's life.
My basic, you know. So why
the diploma for it. Diploma for no. Omuko college, you know, they went with the worst results. I went to be Uncle University. They were only using 4 passes instead of 6.
Okay.
Number 4, he is an habitual liar. NAPO falsely accused John Dramani Mahama of busting and bribing students to fake fainting at Independence Square, a lie he was later compelled to retract in Parliament during his vetting in 2021. Take a listen.
Can the nominee prove to this committee that ex-President Mahama bus people to the Independence Square and paid them to fake collapsing during the SHS placement? Does the nominee therefore think that in his inability to prove this before this honorable committee, he owes the ex-president an apology for that?
Mr. Chair, I actually said that I'll use different words, and I do regret. I said it. Yeah. So you did say, and you asked me to do something, I did it. And I said, yes, if those words I used hurt him, I do withdraw and apologize to him. Yeah.
Number 5, he is inconsiderate and disrespectful. As a Minister of Education, NAPO at a public function told suffering SHS students that they were lucky to even have polythene bag certificates in.
So when you see some people portray that somebody says, but I do it in a rubber bag and I walk 45 minutes, at least you have the rubber bag. At least you have the rubber bag.
Number 6, NAPO, as education minister, was involved in a 65 million Ghana cedi scandal, purchasing math sets at 75 cedi each, 5 times their 15 cedi retail price. Number 7, the laptop scandal. NAPO, as education minister, sole sourced the 500 million one teacher one laptop project to a dodgy manufacturer and later denied his involvement in awarding the contract. Till date, Ghana's Ministry of Education remains the company's only client. Number 8, the free Wi-Fi fraud. NAPO initiated and supervised the fraudulent free Wi-Fi scandal worth 84.4 million Ghana cedis to a company not recognized by the PPA and an unlicensed provider of internet in Ghana. The government currently pays the company a whopping 11.4 million Ghana cedi a month for almost no work done. Number 9, the LGBTQ ambassador. As education minister, NAPO tried to impose LGBTQ plus values on Ghanaians through the introduction of a so-called comprehensive sexuality education into the curriculum of our basic schools.
We in Ghana have a guideline that I've shared with you that we see it as imperative if this nation should develop, that sexuality education should be part of the curricula that we will launch this year in September, all the way from kindergarten to senior high school.
And number 10, violent thug. He ordered thugs to brutalize innocent civilians, including Mahfouz Jibril, during the 2012 elections, inflicting cutlass wounds and injuries on innocent voters, a crime he was arrested for. NAPO, pairing Bawumia, are a perfect pair to destroy Ghana.
Short comment, add to it. Let me start with Rashid now.
Kingsley.
Sorry.
Na po asam de kan na po ba no yemu bi ehun no. Yemu bi ehun no. Me na po ba me ehun no. Ehun nene na po obi a doctor kakao dentist na kaka na wo hwe ne ade wo de doctor saa na wo de be bri asantifo ni si wo menhia ana wo to aba no ma wo se bedi wo manim. No ni kapiro ene he na po wanya no ho sei tam Kwame Nkrumah Ghana no wadidi matumu de enya so mfaso ma ene wodidi na tem hwede na po kyerɛkyerɛ hwensensema na pa ye a consistently Ghana for ye kan ye nti no MPP for na omuntie obi a party nti no omaye ade na po aba besie so ha just obi a we minister ebusa say yesi ye hia timetable was kofa wo timetable bra timi gina nkran ketenkete sebi ye nuanom nketewa ye manim e ka kyerem so mutire so mo politin back. Come on, Napo you obi a Napo is not someone that we should allow ourselves to be deceived upon by this MPP government. There be NTS here that because Napo who share the crowd or kasa, look at him. What they share or kasa. What you say when you be a was here day vice presidency, tag in the crowd office in a manner no musako saying poto. So Napodi and Asem the little said about him the better, yeah.
Me that say my main couple who me say or no so we become who answer na yako. That's
well, so Kingsley, for me, I mean you said it all. I mean, whatever you're going to do, whatever you're going to say, I mean, NAPO has shown that he's arrogant. He's very, uncool. There's no way he can change. He's the type of person who tried to throw dust into our eyes. And he has tried to throw that into our eyes, and he was caught red-handed. Looking at the 10-point video that he just showed, under every circumstances, NAPO has shown to be very disrespectful to the good people. He's insulted, diploma holders, teachers. He's insulted we Ghanaians when we ask for, him to provide a timetable when the power, there's eruptive power. Disconnection in the country. He said we should go. He said we should go and get our own timetable. So open the book. He has done a lot of harm than good. For me, whatever it is, NAPO and Bawumia candidacy, as I stated earlier on, they will destroy Ghana. It's a disaster. We should not allow it to happen. Let all of us arise and make sure that we fight these people and make sure that we don't let them get the high office of the land, because lies is what has brought Ghana to it. The way they lie to Ghana, the way they lied to the people 8 years ago that we voted them into power, they are doing the same thing. They are trying to lie to bring us into the same place where we are today. Today, I can state on record that Ghana has progressed 10 years behind. And it's very unfortunate. And that is why we need somebody who can reset the country. That's why we need His Excellency, John Dramani Mahama, to take over as the president of the country so that we can reset the country. This is all we are asking for. And we plead for the good people of Ghana that they should help us, they should join us, let us all come together and let's vote for His Excellency, John Dramani Mahama, as we go to the next election. So this is what I have to say. Thank you.
Thank you very, very much, Paul. I understand. Rashid, I know you have to go, but may Bawumia some of the things. Again, one of the points that was made there is the things that the NAPO did against the people of the Volta region. And for many of those of you who are following the Euro, Spain just scored a second goal, Spain to England one. And let's stay a little bit on the matter of the people of the Volta region before we get out of here today.
Dr. Matthew Poku Prempeh, NAPO, as he's affectionately called, has earned a worthy accolade as the most publicly tribalistic public official in the Fourth Republic. 1. NAPO, as Minister for Education, transferred all Voltarians from the Ministry of Education. In fact, he chased out all directors and senior officers of the Ministry of Education who were Voltarians out of the ministry. One of his former directors confirmed to us, and would hold his name, that he was responsible for preparing Dr. Poku Prempeh's parliamentary responses as minister. And there was a question on the floor of Parliament about e-blocks, and he has provided the accurate records of the number of e-blocks that were completed by the previous government to Dr. Poku Prempeh. But as characteristic of Dr. Poku Prempeh, he rejected those figures and said those figures were not accurate and wanted to go to Parliament with his own figures. The director's insistence on using the official figures to prepare the brief for Dr. Poku Prempeh ended up creating enmity between he and the minister, and eventually he was chased out of the ministry. But in fact, when Dr. Poku Prempeh took over at the Ministry of Education in 2017, there were close to 25 senior level and middle level directors of the Ministry of Education who were from the Volta region. By the time he left the office in 2021, it was left with only one. He chased all of them out just because they were Voltarians. And he believed they belonged to the opposition party. 2. NAPO's fixation and personal vendetta against Ewes and Voltarians were very documented. He was on national radio defending the exclusion of the Keta C defense from the budget and threatened to publicly lead his people to also stage a protest against the government if it succumbs to the pressures from the people and make allocations for the project. NAPO, as Sector Minister of Energy, supervised the VRA to cause a reckless pillage that displaced several people along the Volta Basin. 90% of the displaced victims were Voltarians. After that reckless pillage, which should have caused his resignation as minister, he also failed to ever visit the affected victims or provide any intervention for them. NAPO, as sector minister responsible for this pillage, also failed to make any meaningful intervention for the victims, including housing, and we all know the issues. He had to take private citizens, members of parliament, and other people to raise support and intervention for the victims of the VRA's pillage which NAPO supervised as energy minister. This goes a long way to speak to the level of hatred Dr. Opoku Prempeh has for Voltarians, to the extent that for the first time in over 30 years, he is the only minister of energy under whose watch the spillage of the Volta Dam has created an artificial disaster, displacing thousands of Voltarians, and even at the point of homelessness and turmoil, failed to intervene to bring any help to the people. This is sheer hatred that cannot be countenanced in any public officer against any ethnic group. This ethnocentric and divisive character cannot be allowed anywhere close to the second highest office of the land. 2.
So, and let me give Paul and Rashid their final word before they take leave of us, and I go to my boss. And then we deal with these matters one by one. And I'm sure that by now, any sensible Voltarian who watch this, you should have goosebumps. I mean, these are facts. These are, and by the way, this press conference was publicly done, and NAPO has a right to respond if he feels uncomfortable about any of them. Rashid Mamimba Wonchen, your final comments as you get ready, and then we will still continue to have you until you can't completely talk. So let's go.
Yeah. So with NAPO, NAPO is a perfect definition of a tribal bigot. Like, Ocean and Komudia Woodin in Sensembia. I don't know, for some reason, he's a typical, I don't want to generalize it, but he personally, we will be out to say on Pevotarians as him.
Are you dangerous to the nation?
I'm telling you, how can this person be a vice president? Abra consistently one make his statement be against some particular region, and I say a particular tribe in Ghana. And so you see chinchina because of political strategy, and I say this guy needs to be the running mate, and if needs be occupy the office of the vice president. No. You know the koso even NAPO spillage ni see you see we see honom. Obi an way energy minister. Damn, spillage we are back from the Akosombo dam. We see honom. When see honom, we are not quite reckless statements. I will be who to the extent say, what they look at these DBA me can't say your problem back when you Ghana say journalists na war. Kwotena ho a o kasa na eni kwan say ye hwe journalism de oti won sem bia na o ka wontimi question is we honorable member, as an honorable member you shouldn't be making this kind of statements. No, abrabia to the extent say I don't know how it is, but because of say a press conference na be in one no you ever find say no kre wetimi teachers for bi ni obi o mu free voter free o madwumadi o mu dimu adan na wo say yes ah. But even a young cracker, someone you see a BC, you can't near the Adansi. Send say, what can radio swag can send, even at parliament, I can't send me just to against these Voltarians and the region. I don't know also, yes, this person shouldn't be allowed to occupy that office. It's Napodi. Me say we will be a was a man who can cry no be vice president of Ghana.
But that's Papa Paul.
If we're there at 4:30, so Kingsley, well, that's good. I mean,
Paul, tell your friend to stop talking.
My boss, my chairman is with me. At least the CSOs who had the press conference. Who had the press conference? Well, I mean, they've made those. I mean, putting those allegations for now. Let's say the allegation. We know it's a statement of fact, but let's say the allegations out. We give NAPO at least the end of this week to come and respond to them. You see, Kingsley, the funny part of the whole issue is that NAPO cannot and will not be in the position to give justification or explain the motive, the reasons behind all this thing that has been hung around his neck. For me, NAPO is a failure. Unfortunately, he's been penalized.
Hey, Paul. Hey, did Paul get loser?
Liars who have been on the ticket And there's no way these two liars can help us or can help Ghana.
All right, Paul.
Indeed, they have lied to the good people of Ghana, who exposed them on the 7th of December, and Ghana or Ghanaians will show to Bawumia and NAPO that we don't like disrespectful people, we don't like people who are arrogant, we don't like people who are, who are liars, and on top, don't like people who have no vision for Mother Ghana. As I stated earlier on, we need to reset Ghana, and it is the responsibility of you, myself, Chairman Ahlija, all Ghanaians. Let's break or put our hands on the deck and let's reset our beloved country, Ghana. That's now.
Thank you very much, Paul, and I'm really grateful. Let me go to Chairman Elijah, and then you guys can.
I think I have to go off. All the people.
Yes, I understand.
Are calling because the meeting needs to start. So I want to end here. I want to say that next week I'll be on the show. Next week expect fireworks. I'm sorry I have to drop because my members are calling me all over. Is that okay?
I understand, Paul. Paul, we understand.
Hello?
Yes, Paul, I understand. All right. Chairman Ahlija, thank you for joining us. Let me play again the statement NAPO made on his outdooring, and then we start from there.
Yes, we was a freestyle Ghana from 1957. Ebekane, yenya president bi a wabua Ghana China na do da kwakufu. Messi a freestyle 1957. Bekane, mo famo Kwame Nkrumah no, mo famo Obia di wa abedi mampanya, wa bo Ghana ho ban, e di Ghana kona nim China na do da kwa Akufo-Addo.
Yes, Chairman Richard Elijah.
Yeah, Kingsley.
Let's start from there. We went through some few other things, but then let's start from there, and then let's go from there.
Yeah, Kingsley, I'm very sorry. Let me sincerely apologize to you. You are doing very hard work for all of us and for the country Ghana. It's been my intention to get actively engaged today, especially when we couldn't come on program last week. So today, I should have been with you from the one. Unfortunately, I've had some crisis on my hands. I'll return to the crisis as soon as we are done. But I've taken an excuse. And I'm apologies to your listeners and everybody online, my co-panelists, for the time that is passed. So, Kingsley, I think it's very clear that we have a Jimakpla, son of a royal family on our hands.
But Chairman, before you continue on that point, I was going to ask one question. The question was going to be: is this one Jimakpla or Palamasi? But the main question is that. But the main question is this. The main question is this: people continue to mention that NAPO is a royal, but what we understand is that NAPO's grandfather was a royal, and then his father, and then him. Ashantis are matrilineal. If your father was a royal, we can link you to the royal family. NAPO's mother has no linkage to the Ashanti stool. So what is making us continue to link NAPO? Why is he pushing himself at the royal stool when it is his father? And Ashantis are matrilineal, and there is a good reason why Ashantis are matrilineal. Chairman, go.
Yeah, Kingsley, thank you for that clarification. And everybody is now clear about this clarification regarding the inheritance. And so clearly, if it comes to inheriting a stool in the Ashanti, NAPO will not be a qualifying son to the stool. But Kingsley, let me look at it from this angle. Many people are born into, in one way, into a certain family, maternally or paternally, but your upbringing depends on where you were brought up, where you lived, where you schooled, and whose uncle, whose mother, whose father, where you lived, and who actually brought you up.
Right.
So we can look at it from the angle that it is not qualified to climb onto the stool from the father side where we are referring to, everybody is referring to, because of that kind of maternal inheritance. But according to Otumfuo and everybody in Ashanti who, happen to know NAPO, he grew up over there, he schooled in Ashanti region, and maybe in the kitchen of the father's royal house, that is where he was brought up. That is where he farmed. That is where he grew up. That is where he was actually reared rather than being brought up. So, in reference, that is how we look at it. I may be coming from as a paternalistic inheritance in my area. I may be capable of climbing into my father's tool. But if I was brought up in my mother's house, it is the mother's house that fed me. It's the mother's house that I was educated informally and socially. So, yes, like Otumfuo said, let's take him by his word. And
All
like
right.
everybody saying from Ashanti, let's take it by their word.
All right.
He's not
That
qualified to
makes
climb,
sense.
but that is what is, yeah, exactly.
I
But
think
you
that
were trying to explain
yes,
something.
there is agree with me that he doesn't own Jimakbala. He is rather a Kpalamase.
That's what I want you to explain. You
Okay.
know, I was born and bred in a can land, but that doesn't mean that in a Anglo home. So sometimes I have my vocabs adulterated by the blend I got from a can. I remember you ever corrected me on that. All I knew was the Makpla because I got that from Rollins.
Right.
So the Plamasa is something that you need to explain again to our listeners and to myself. So let me allow you, or if you have explained it already,
Okay.
then that's fine.
Quickly, Jimakbala is more of that. Your parents did not bring you up properly. And so that one, when your parents did not bring you up properly, you are Jimakbala.
Mhm.
But Kpalamase is when they have tried everything. They tried. They brought you up well. They did their part, but your ears are just, you are so stubborn. Because you see, look at what Otumfuo did. Otumfuo sat there and kpala him. Otumfuo sat there and kpala him. He was clearly playing him, sitting down there that look, behave like this, don't do this, don't do this. That is bringing you up. But immediately the guy went out and did Kpalamase. They apply him there, but he didn't say it again.
Yeah, chronically bad. There is nothing they can do about people like that. And an Apu cannot be corrected. They can't change him. It's part of his life. That is his attribute. So you can tell him one thing like Otumfuo, they tell him to behave. In a second, as soon as he make about 10, you see him wanting. He cannot, at this age and at this level, there's nothing anybody can do about Napo. He's just a spoiled person who doesn't respect, who is rude, who is uncouth, and for that matter, unpoised and tree. Nothing can be done about him. You see, so it doesn't matter how long MPP wants to correct him. There is nothing, unless, of course, there is some ritual performance they can perform to cure him, purify him, and then turn him to whatever they want him to be at this hour. But it's too late. I don't think there is anything like that, like buffing him spiritually. Those things are done in our traditional sectors. They are done in your childhood. You know, we have people like those who are born Mensa, those that third born male or Mansa, third born Mansa and all that. You know, they do that childhood. If you pass through or you skip that and you never responded to whatever they want to do to you, it takes, you live with it forever. And that is the person that you are. You display it, those attributes to you. And that Napo is like that. Listen to the audio again. You see, for me, I saw that he nearly mentioned Kufo. Because if you mention Nkrumah, there are other people you need to mention. After Nkrumah was Busia. So was he going to about mention Busia? He couldn't have mentioned Busia because he knew that is the Matemi Houstok leader. Would he have mentioned Nana ceremonial president Akufo-Addo? No, he couldn't. So then came Liman. Then came his own uncle Kufuor. So he stopped abruptly. He doesn't. He can't. He's somebody who doesn't think on his feet. A leader should be able to make a decision on his feet, and the choice of words on his feet. Especially so when you have been given a platform like this. And I blame his handlers and I blame the whole MPP organization. Because you see, if you don't learn anything at all, you needed to learn from the recent adoring of Jane, Professor Jane Nana Opoku Ajimai. You see, we set a pace. The way we raise the platform, the ambience of the platform, the personalities who came over there, the way we prepare our program, the way we deliver our program, who comes first? What speech do you deliver? Are you ready from a script? Yes. Prof, really, she doesn't need a script. She doesn't need a script to deliver her lesson because she has been a teacher all her life, administrator, a manager of educational institutions. So she didn't need it though. But for the sake of bringing decency and make it more professional, a reason why she did that. And they had this as an example, a benchmark for them to follow. At least if you will not copy anything at all, pick 1 or 2 lessons from it. You don't leave a loose person in a loose field and then give him a mic and say you should talk.
All right. Chairman, I think that is just basically the difference between the NDC and the MPP. You see the outdooring of the vice, that tells you the difference, the fundamental difference between the NDC and the MPP. The NDC where a vice candidate is outdoored in a decent manner. She stood there dressed properly, speak sensibly, and one who is just a rioter and speaks completely unguarded. By the way, on the matter of Sofoland, this Ken has this to say, and then we will leave this NAPO matter, and then we go. Rashid, I'm coming to you on this one.
Yeah, intelligent bako pe a wasatimen and
Sofola interchange.
Sofola interchange. Minya COVID yawo. Okase pa GOD.
Government of Ghana project.
And if any sa project no. Yeah, to form another free so. Munko record say mess kwaje bosiano do be interchange kae. An official. MPP aba. Fase COVID dey we kura na aye. Na MPP aba. Efised.
Influence so money we.
Yeah we. And this baby. Why you nam say BBT en fansa. One better so no. Why yo?
MPP by influence so no mu nwie Sofola interchange.
Or we how to say and can come what to say.
Pokwase. Or we
tema dear.
Rashid, my member one chain. Rashid Ritimenga.
I can't limit unka.
Okay, cool. My member on chain nebo no te umame. What is the when can you know and another can you know. Obono straightforward. Now the reason why I bought tape we say MPP for say unya fa Ashantini as vice dear. Said you the way I napona kasa kai you know like my main kai yen na asama napo kai about MPP. Oh, ewahi. Nanka me hwehwe me hu so amebo. And only tie.
One voter, one T-shirt. You hear T-shirt, they are about voters that almost wash it because MPP T-shirt they Obiani wa bati MPP T-shirt that shall be trauma obi fufro. Et yet to be there rally, I ever see Canadian T-shirt. Never coffee, never T-shirt, no man for no moon share, no do over trouble and your mind. One voter, one T-shirt.
Rashid would say, yeah. So the point I'm making here is that the MPP believes that once we choose an Ashanti, just like the Ashanti that is chosen is saying, he believes that the people of the Ashanti region, unfortunately, all they need is a T-shirt. They don't need development. They don't need Saffoland completed. They don't need anything. Just give them T-shirt and they will come and vote for us. So is it enough for an Ashanti man who is listening to us, a Ghanaian Ashanti man who have seen no development in Ashanti region, just to vote for the MPP because, say, they've chosen Ashantini as the vice candidate? Is that enough, Rashid? Rashid, you
Yeah, Kingsley, sorry, I said call be seeing my phone so. Media me cry and I'm busa me ho say na why na ka say why na ka say NAPO why we na running mate for MPP for we na oba aba be vice president edino because ade we bi on sebi enim guase ma Ghana fo nyina se be yi obi ti se NAPO amana be di enim otimi make statement bi okasa me de menim de ha no obi asabi kra ka wako school kakra de o kasa na ya na ode nyansa kakra to ho okasa basa okasa kra menim de ha no ahun se de ohene ne ka no ohene no e ka ma yakozi se time abase Ashanti region for anasa Asante for hu se MPP for no omoto abama omo abrebia no omo mfa omo nya hwe o omo mfa omo nya hwe omo se omo ya de tantan bia ma omo a omo beto abama omo nti o se hwe bibi o sama emphasis be concerning pokuase friends interchange no Kingsley minim se ye nyina ye ko Ghana ba ye nche hwe sa kwan we MPP abetena so for almost 8 years. Omuntimi years interchange we enwie. Omuntimi ye na ebo Ghana fo mfutro na bi yare ebi kra yare famu ni ade by story a yesanse yakofa na po abe PS so e pese man ye running mates. Na Ashanti region asemi aye kan me e ho na me wo me call ye mananti ho bebre na nsen ye na omo kasa omo se omo swami interchange no so a Kingsley me hu ade papa bi e koso ho a omo se omo swami interchange no ye bu se omo se de na omo ya mo se ye nkonko he tracker no so ntronko a na mo de aye gu sa database ni mu oh enti MPP no me no me hu ni se MPP for no mo ade papa bi ma Ghana na ki ebuso omo mpanimfo se wo de kanema be ba ko mienu miensa bi amaya ma Ghana fo omo ntimi nya bi kran ye den enka nkyerɛn nti aba ama se ye nipa no ya benya tumi se enche ye ba beto aba na ye ba beto no de na wo se ye make sure say aba na ye ba beto no ye be sa MPP we efiri ho Bawumia otwitwa ntro ne nam minim sa ya no wo sa wo se wo ye dance wo se wo ye den no ne nam no joke around upese mu yi akwawe as a president obia nanado si wo yi no as ombrambe manage economy. When was the last time I say about me economy ho asem ene watwe ne ho afiri economy no was wonim de ekoso ana one nam na odi asabone of beat asane ade na mu se koyi obi a obeba beboa no ama na nka yi mu ama beboa wasa koyi na power ne nam onu ombu obi a ombu like where tribalism some edidi ni ti to the extent say ombu obi a Ghana Ashanti for misremo mumenhwe asetenum ne nto aba because ye hwede ye koso Ashanti region na MPP ba ye no aba na etomo omo no busa ho say de open wa ya ma former president His Excellency John Mahama esi KJT amaye no omo ba omo so ombe central market amaye sa central market no omo so ombe si ama Asante for no busa ho say eko 8 years omaye de omutimi ye an say ma amenum ye papa nom ne enua ma ano omo odwom no omo pam omo nyina afiri honom a me no kasa ebi afamu awu amebu nso omo bibia ye basa omo dwetre nyina hye ene central market omo ntimi bie omo baaye almost 8 years ni nti wo hwɛ adeɛ wei asa akɔto aba ama saa nkɔfoɔ wei hwɛ na to aba ma yɛ former president obesi KJT ama asantefoɔ ɔbɛsisi hospitals akɛseɛ ma asantefoɔ na ɔba a wabɛtoa ne nipa so ɛnɛ yɛsɔre a wɔn sɛ airport wɔn na ayɛ nti wɔn bia no airport a ɛnyɛ ready aba a wɔn paint no ɛnɛ wɔn sɛ airport no yɛayɛ awie yɛ bia no but international flight bi ntumi nsi hɔ moma yɛn bie yɛn ni na saa MPP foɔ wɔn de nana atoro ana ɛde pep to me ɛde asa bɛdaadaa Ghanafoɔ ama Ghanafoɔ yɛn ho akyere yɛn nti yɛto aban ma yɛ former president John Dramani Mahama na NDC ba power menim sɛ accountability no a yɛhwehwɛ no sika a wɔn di ne nyinaa no ɔbɛhwɛ ama saa deɛ ne nyinaa yɛ dɛn yɛagye afiri wɔn nti me deɛ NAPO deɛ ɔyɛ obi a ɛni kwan sɛ yɛma no saa chance no MP na obɛdi yɛ no koraa patapaa bi ne atoro bi na kasakasa bi na ɔyɛ ofiri apagafie na deɛ na wɔde maa no nti no ɛnɛ ne fapem ano no ɛwɔ sɛ yɛyi ne firi hɔ koraa na nipa wɔ yɛyi no as a vice president a yɛahwɛ yɛ a Ghanafoɔ baabi yɛpɛ sɛ Ghana kɔ no ɛnkɔ koraa nti mesrɛ mo December 7 foma yɛnto aba ma yɛ former president John Dramani Mahama.
Yeah, I say, Chairman, over to you.
Sɛ NAPO no ɛbɛyɛ dɛn na ɔnkɔka kyerɛ ne kuromfoɔ sɛ mo no yɛma mo flag anaasɛ t-shirt pɛ yɛnim sɛ mbɛto aba ma yɛn. You know, let me. It's more than belittling intelligence of your own people, your own party base. After traveling for over 30 years through this constitutional democracy, political partisan democracy, where we campaign, all you could say is about t-shirt alone is enough. A reason why perhaps I believe they've not been able to do anything in the Ashanti region, because when you call any of them, be he the regional minister, be it Ashanti regional chairman of the NPP, be any leading member of the Ashanti region, and we have seen this flowing all over the place, going viral. You ask them about exactly what they have provided or delivered in Ashanti region. They are not able to mention 2 or 3, or even 1 in certain cases. And like Rashid said, they refer you to a certain tracker, which I've never tried. The first time that tracker came up, I opened it on a platform that I belong on with the MPP guys. And it didn't work for me. So they had to go and then bring it back again with another website. And since then, I've never tried it. So why won't he say, if you give them some handkerchief that is colored in a MPP flag, or you give them some common PE pants or some sandals or any t-shirt, that will be enough and they'll be happy about it. It's insulting. It's very, very insulting. And I wonder whether the MPP guys are aware, whether they are seeing that, rather than fanatically following people like this who are abusing and disrespecting them every day. You don't need to do that because we have a country to develop. And if we have leaders are developing, the political parties or governments have a responsibility of developing everywhere in the country, like in Nkrumah did, and that is exactly so which NDC followed. The NDC never picked and chose. Otherwise, what we would have seen the best of development. But we are developing a country, so the choices are where we can develop, those who lack it, and where we can also set up factories, the population and all that. That's what we are doing. We are being fair, equity, justice, of distributing the country's wealth. That is what NDC is up to, and that's what will pursue. And we should not. I will plead with NDC strongholds and members not to see our way like in Nkrumah developing the country and not attending to Western region and his own hometown to as if we fear our opponents. No, we look at the country holistically and find out where the need is, where people are suffering. If we're in power, and we realize that there is power crisis in Ashanti region, there wasn't going to be a way where we'll deny them of their marriage generators. We'll have found a way of standing. We'll have done the same. which is fair, which is equity. We would abandon them. So NAPO, I am afraid that our national image would be embarrassed, would be at the lowest ebb. If, for God's sake, the likely event of you winning, and we have a vice president, somebody who is an assistant president, in case the president is not available, this person is going to be the one who will be in the state and acting as president for the country for how long the successive president will return into office. And we have somebody like this, showing his four fingers at people in public places, speaking loosely from his stomach through his nostrils to the people, responding in kind of responding to questions in such a condescending manner about go prepare your own timetable. You can decide to use the baller, polythene bag for your lavatory or your toilets and all that. This is not what we want from a president or an acting president or somebody who is a vice president who can, at certain times become the president or act as a president. That is not Ghana, because Ghana has grown over that from Nkrumah all the way to now. I believe many countries in the general community, they see Ghana as a very humble, respected place that they want to fetch lessons of democracy from. And so it's something we have to consider. Whether we belong in an MPP, we'll put the party aside, our partisan relationship aside, and think of the country. They have run the country already. Now the country is not moving. Those who are in charge of the country, Bawumia and Otumfuo, they are not working anymore. No project is going on. Nothing new is happening. All they are doing even now is about getting loans. Apart from the $360 million that is coming from IMF, they continue to, inundate the parliament with loan approvals. And as to what they're going to use the loan for, nobody knows. This is not the time for them to be asking for loans, borrowing more. Meanwhile, we have debt to service. People are there, workers, NAPO, national service, trained nurses, trained teachers, in fact, even trained doctors. We have doctors who have trained and they are waiting for approval. They are waiting for signal from the Ministry of Finance, a clearance to enable them to be put on the pay bill for them to be posted and be able to work. So, and it looks like they have given up on the country. They have completely given up on the country. Nothing is working. So for me, we have to choose wisely. We have to make a decision, and then see how we can take the country, reset the country and turn it around to a certain stage for us to grow from there. So it's a lesson, and everybody needs to reason through what is happening today and make their best of judgment for the sake of salvaging the country from where we find it today. And that is what we can say for now. So Kingsley, thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much, boss. So before we go to just a quick comment on, before we make a quick comment on the statement that the presser by His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, I thought an interviewer was asking a question to some good lady, and then I thought that she had some views.
Okay, so if you have opportunity, say to Abama and
No, don't ask me that kind of question.
What's it?
Don't ask me that kind of question.
I don't work for Nana.
No, you want me for so I'm a president, but I only aim or minor or aimless. That man is an aimless man.
Why?
Nanado.
Sir.
He's very, very aimless.
Oh, what?
Nobody to say that, of course.
One in Bawumia on the Chantro.
Meaning do a challenging home. Serious.
And so it matter about Bawumia.
Oh, David. Now, Bawumia and I don't know difference. It doesn't mean don't Ghana. Selective in turn, I'm a Ghana, I say, no. So I'm a crown opponent or I have to tell him. Sure. I know, dear. Serious. Jimmy say, I say, oh, me so what? So what? Until you Jimmy, I'm supporting now, Jimmy. And I will say, me or me criminals or so man, I'm not a woman, must have a ton of my name.
Nana, because I'll share it. So the bag government name is
na akwai say on I say make sure pan said like what mean obi na won sa yes oh na won sa kan nipa no serious on say they come back for my first time on name Mahama and now olusu ye and I say so like ohun ni say Ghana form pe no until the time no obenya chance no tena to no te se manyamo you go cry you go Google how to cry stop crying you get it also be Google how to stop crying that e bi na ye no you see obi aguta no phone or search how to stop crying we are crying we are almost dying don't you know
All right. Let's go to the. So John Mahama held the press. Quick. He had a good conversation with the press, and I thought that it was a very good thing for our country. I thought that we need to do more of that, and I hope that various presidential candidates will do a lot more of such things, and that's what I'm looking forward to. And I thought we should, as a people, together, let's see how our country gets put together in a better way. Chairman, let me come to you on the John Dramani Mahama's presser. General comments before we go to the next matter, or which is Bawumia calling for debate.
Yeah, Kingsley, my first impression is still about the ambience, the place, the way they set up the place professionally. And you could see that, very good hands, professional hands, took pains to put a place in order. For Ghana, I believe it's the NEC and his presidents, both John Mahama and his running mate, Nana, who are the first of the kind of presidents in the country who have been using the teleprompter. So professionally, just as we see in the US and other countries where presidents and other officials appear. And that is something that Akufo-Addo and his government, his people have never been able to learn. And Pierre, Bawumia, and co who have, schooled all over the place, schools that we have never attended. They are not able to do that. Up to now, it's taking them too long a time to do that because it's about professionalism in everything that we do and deliver professionally for people to appreciate. Not only that, it's about the content, the material. The other thing I saw was that, you see, the whole place was open to media men. And if you look at the questions, people who actually were the journalists who were there, they're from all shades, they're from all the spectrum. We know some of them, we know where they belong by inclination. But you realize that.
At least Captain Smart is an MPP guy. I mean, we all know that.
Yeah, so for me, and not only Captain Smith, there are some critical guys. They're only trying to hide away. But the door was opened and for them to be there. And John Mahama never blinked. He never referred a question to any of his former politicians. He never, made an excuse. He answered all the questions.
Yeah, he did not say, "I am not aware."
He never referred to any Google. He never did any search. He had everything at his fingertips and was flowing with ease. So it means that the whole country, the whole country and what is happening in the country, he has a hand on everything from economy to politics to infrastructure to what we need, job creation, to everything, every question regarding justice delivery, regarding appointment of Supreme Court justice, about accountability. He was just on top of the issues. Classic. And for a very long time, I couldn't wait for long because at the point I needed to go and do something. But at the end of the day, when I played back the whole episode, I'm like, really? And I believe, I was impressed. I believe all those journalists who, post questions, they were left with a certain impression. Maybe some of them revising their notes about the man John Mahama. He has learned the roofs of leading a country transformationally. So, and then now, what we NDC we need to do, you see, there is something that I'm not finding on the media space or social media. We have not, as NDC activists and communicators, local, the middle to the branch level and all over the country, we are leaving the communication and then deepening and repeating those messages, the delivery points that Mahama, fed us with. We are failing to reinforce them.
Right.
To reinforce them. We should take them as lessons. It's like attending a class and this is what your lecturer or your teacher left with you. You need to carry those lessons to the community. Those who may not understand it in English, we break it down to our local language and we keep repeating and explaining as he did explain for people to understand. Because if you don't do that and keep on repeating it and reinforcing it, very soon people will be turning around and asking the same questions as if they never heard about the questions previously.
Chairman,
So we
one of
have
the
a
questions,
responsibility.
one of the very critical questions had to do with John Dramani Mahama's this thing. Some folks were talking about this thing about the fact that things that he is guilty of and that there were things still hanging up that the government could have come after him, and there were this thing about hotel in Dubai. Let me play this quickly and then we come back to you.
A lot of allegations were thrown against me. I've been out of office for 7 years and 7 months. You think that if this government had anything they could stand on with how they hate my persona, they would not have prosecuted me for it. Airbus, the president referred it to the OSP, and the OSP is supposed to investigate it. You don't expect me to investigate myself. And so, if they had something to stand on, I'll not be standing here today. The same thing, hotel in Dubai. I challenged them. I said, let's go and find that hotel. I myself am in need of money. We'll find it, we'll sell it. You give me my small share and government can take the rest. Till today, $10 million for diaries. President Akufo-Addo himself said it, that my government has spent $10 million to import diaries. They've been in office for 7.7 years. Where is the $10 million for diaries? And so I've challenged the MPP and the mudslinging and the lies they've told about me at every juncture to come up with proof of the allegations and prosecute me. I am an adherent of accountability. And I've said anybody who serves in public office should be prepared to be accountable. And that accountability must start with myself. And if they have any allegations that they could prove, they would have done so by now. It's just a political gimmick. When elections are coming, then they start raising all kinds of issues and all that kind of thing. But I remain focused. My commitment is to fight corruption. And if I come into office, I'll hold their administration to the high standard of accountability. And those who serve in my administration would also be measured by the same yardstick. Yes, Techino. Thank you. Techino, and then Achimota Forest and looting of state lands and others. I've said that no person who accepts to serve in my administration would be allowed to buy.
Chairman, let's go. Let's continue. Just wanted to remind our people of that. John Mahama said that he's available. It is time for the NPP to shut up or show up. If you cannot continue to criticize a man of corruption when you are still in power, 7.7 years, it's unbelievable. Chairman, let's go.
Yeah, you see, it's very shameful for the MPP apparatus to be talking about this Airbus, about Dubai and the hotels and all that today. And that's shameless to talk about. And look at how the president handled the question. Some other president would have been shaking and then be stammering and fumbling around the question. But he went emphatically and seamlessly flowing, composed, and then flowing clear naturally. And then challenging them. Because it's reasonable for all these years when a president, after he hands over, he has 3 years according to the Constitution to be, tried for certain offenses or certain crimes, including malfeasance and all that. And if for 3 plus 3 plus 1.5 years you have not been able to do that, we should drop it and stop talking about Mahama and Airbus and hotel or some other crime at all. They don't have any. The man is living. It's clean. And they shouldn't continue to do that. And it's shameless. It's just evil and wicked for people to be doing that. Because in Ghana, yeah, the thing that people are gullible, people are ignorant, people are not informed. So they'll keep on twisting and spinning and slanting things to make him look dirty. And that is evil. It doesn't help the country. That's your fellow human being. He doesn't have blue blood flying through him or flowing through him. You don't do that.
Right.
But these people are so evil that, look, they just want to destroy like they did. And that is why I'll call on NDC, everybody. You must belong in one social media or the other, belong on platforms. Because those little kind of things, they also add up to make some impact. Let's fight and repel and rebut everything that is, and with evidence. Because evidence abounds. Today, when you Google something, you find it easily. And get official, not these news items on the Ghana Web and other tablets. No. You can get the needed, the official document to support your case. I will appeal to my activists, my fellow comrades, that everybody needs to get onto the field and work hard. No chapter, no branch, no constituency, no region should just be waiting for national to be talking about what we need to talk about, the messaging and all that. Okay? So if we listen to some Jafi or Malik or some other person on the national TV and they finish talking, then that is it. Then we think that the work has been done. The work has not been done. They've given us, like the president himself, they give us the key notes to hop on. So we carry it and use it as our tool to rebut. But I'm not seeing much of those things. I am not seeing much of those things at all. And it gets me worried. Why some of us are engaged with MPP guys, because you will not see us on NDC platform. Because when I'm on NDC platform, what am I going to do over there? What is it that I'm talking about? I'm only speaking to the choir. If there are lessons that I want to share, I'll share. But if you share some lessons or some notes and you don't see people being able to respond on some other platforms where MPP people raise questions, then I'm like discouraged. Go to them, go inside their homes, go to where they gather, find a way of operating their front, and let them know that they cannot be telling lies in your presence. You must repel it. But of course, I know people like us who are doing that anyway. So the NDC has a lot of information which are authentic, and we need to continue speaking about it. He responded to a lot of questions. The 24-hour economy, they have been teasing us about it. We don't know the 24-hour economy. Okay. He has given us all that we need to know, and it's on his website. He has spoken about it at the last engagement with the media. They asked questions, he explained, and the records are also there for us to fetch and then take to the field. So it shouldn't only be Bawumia and NAPO, because sometimes if you're not very careful, there will be the reverse. You end up projecting them by mentioning their names all over the place. When your own message, on your own responses, that needs to go, is left behind. So that's what we need to do. Yes.
Fantastic. About Dr. Bawumia in 2016 had this to say when John Mahama said that, look, if you have anything to say to the people of Ghana, come to an IEA, come to an IEA debate and let us debate. Bawumia's response was that.
And today, John Mahama says he wants a debate on the economy. Now I want to challenge him to come to Sangba and debate with the people of Sangba on the economy. He should tell them. He should tell the people of Sangba what he has done for them in the last 8 years. As he should go and debate with businesses that have collapsed because of doom.
So Bawumia said that President Mahama should not and cannot debate him because of the fact that of what Bawumia calls that there were some issues with the economy, and that very interestingly, Kweku Baku's, and then of course we've seen Bawumia and his people drumming around, screaming and saying that John Mahama need to come for a debate, and Kweku Baku had this to say to them.
Kwame,
yes,
just a short one. Muda Kwame referred to some call for debate in Yadama. Kwame, Maman can be intro. The surest way to kill the prospect of a serious presidential debate is for one of the contenders to go out there and issue Takashia ne Patapa calls for debate in the public space, at mini rallies, on social media.
And not
it's the surest way. It's the surest way to kill the prospect of any meaningful, serious president.
So Kweku Baku said to the people of the MPP that if you don't want the debate, then of course continue the thing you are doing, shouting, come for debate, come for debate. You see, somebody I read somewhere that Bawumia, the reason why Bawumia is not gathering cloud, and Bawumia killed himself before he even became a vice president, because he said so much. This young man spoke so much. He said all kind of things, such that it becomes very difficult to see. To have any meaningful conversation with him now, because it seems as though he himself dug his own grave before he came. In fact, just 5 seconds. This is what Kennedy Japan had to say to Bawumia pre-primaries.
You can't beat Mahama. Now see me and Kase, my Kase, we lost the election in 2022. Oh, yes.
All right, Chairman, let's go on these matters.
Yeah, you see, debating at this time of our country for lining up presidential candidates to go and debate. Debate over what? Debate about the economy, debate about how the country is going. If we have anything to talk about, I believe like John Mahama did, engage the people through the media so that the hard questions will be asked. That is also a debate, a way of debating or letting the people know exactly what is happening in the country and what you want to do. Debating, for that matter, should be for a president like Bawumia, who is in charge of the economy, in fact, who is in administration today, to also try that media engagement, because it's another way of engaging and debating. Because here again, you will have the media people coming at you, and then you debate with on issues with them. They ask you questions. And if you have anything to say and debate without anybody standing in front of you, challenging you, go ahead and do the debate, because this is about our people. It's not about a candidate. Sometimes the debating doesn't help much. Bawumia is uncouth. And we've seen him on many platforms. He's as well uncouth. And he will try to ridicule and then go along and then laugh over it and all that. No, Mahama is too big for him, because Mahama has been a president before. Mahama is not for the first time trying to run for election as a president. He's been there, he's been a vice, he's been a president, and now he's coming back. So if you have anybody to call for debate, you should call your co-equals, at least those that are below you, trying to challenge you as the president, which you are aspiring to. So we have Alan Chremantin, who is also contesting. Why not invite Alan Chremantin for a debate? Why not invite Cheryl for a debate? Why do you think that Mahama, and after all, what I know you're talking about the economy. Why not call an economist? Adongo is there. Mahama has never climbed a platform to talk about economy. But he's very good at it when he wants to do it, like he did at the media engagement the other day. Right. And you claim to be a wizard. You claim to be a professor. You are inviting somebody you know very well who has never taken any lessons or instructions at any college or university as an economist. But he knows he's better, and he has been explaining the economy. He would mention figures at his fingertips. You know, so what Bawumia needs to do is to humble and then invite a lunch Ramante, because a member of his economy management, in fact, is a lieutenant in the economy management team of today. And I believe they are abandoned in the economy management team.
Right.
So if you want, and that's what he is a specialist in. So if you want a debate, go to the people and debate why we have high inflationary rate, why our GDP is not looking good, why we are only borrowing, why we, the economy is about the taxes. Those are the things that you have to go and engage the people and then debate yourself. Explain it. It's the same way of explaining a debate. But if you want just a way of, I went to university and you never went to university for economic study, so I know economics more than you. It's not about that. It's about the delivery. What have you delivered? And it's not for Mahama to know. It's for you to tell us exactly what you learned from your experience from Bank of Ghana and becoming a chairman of the economic management team and then being an economist in Zimbabwe and all that. Come and tell us. That is where we'll respect you and see whether you are the person that we can vote for. If you invite a communication professional like a Mahama, even though you can't beat him, to come and talk to you, and in fact you are below him, and we are not going to allow Mahama to even allow himself to in a debating platform with Bawumia. That's something we will stop. We will not do that. Adongo is there. John NAPO is there. There are many people who are there. Otumfuo. All of them, they are all over there. If you want to debate, you can go and debate them. Call them, invite them. Adongo has invited you several times, and you are running away from him. Go and debate your constituency about how the economy is going. That is why the economy is the way we see it. Why are we abandoning the projects? Why are we not paying contractors? Why are people laid off? What happened to the bank cleanup and the bailout? Those are the things that you are a professional in. So if you engage me, it's enough for me to tell the people you are in charge and you are still in charge. And tell us exactly what you are doing to salvage the situation. You're not doing anything. You have abandoned the whole work, the Ghana development. You have abandoned it because you cannot sit up in our local palace. And now you are inviting somebody and so you go and start laughing and dancing as if it's a joke or concert you want to praise the people. No way. Nobody's going to debate you. You should be debating yourself.
Yeah. All right. And many of you guys, thank you for joining us today. We sent out 4 names of people who we think that who joined us early enough, and we will reach out to with our thank you data of 100 Ghana Momo each to them today. So we will be doing that. And before we get out of here, we're playing 2 videos and I'll pick your final comment and then we get off here quickly.
But I see Munko vote NDC. Bawumia when your platform a quiet one man munye a comma the youth a comma them for the cancer also person Mahama a debate. Wow, Mahama, we are so important. Mahama, because campaign NDC maintain so about MPP dinum, but the peer MPP for the NDC and a campaign. Mahama, go and vote for the NDC. Afiyenyina ye to abani di ama NDC. Yes, yeah, campaign. Anya bi kura Mahama ya Assemblies of God ni. Obekwa kotu friend. Yes, go and vote for the NDC. Because Mahama is important for the MPP for Nankasa. Platform kesiye say. Osi upesa oni Mahama nye debate. Wow. What the Mahama? Mahama bless you. But I feel
Monkai Castle is possible can Musha the Labsia or Mutim Ghana for Monkai Castle. The Monka with Otumfuo and Econ Ghana for Musica and Econ. Just check the number of V8s. I brought here dialysis, my machine, Ewa Santa. Just look at the number. Taxpayers' money, motion number, no one can. I'm afraid if you want to echo. more look at the number of cars. V8, you see, can go convert renal unit. Dialysis machine or do trade. Yeah, I do trade. MPP for neighbor was
And this is the man that they are saying that they did better than, and I don't blame them. The final one, and then we come to it away.
85%, also 90%. A human being na my year at the Ashanti region. I was second term, and I said 8-year term. No, our man for you now some fun to about mom.
Unto a Juman de Ayabi, the Pansu de Baby, on Twinian na. Oh, a Juman de Ocasa Baby shall say any topic no man coming in chill. What I say? Can catch him say, Mimbia Juman, and say me call CTV mini more one Zongo. I Google, me chill, Aurora.
Menka se boni mani nyina wo de at least 1 2 3 adwuma ben na maye e wa Ashanti region as MPP 8 years enti Ashanti region hweso nto aba emamo 90% 85%.
Adwuma de na mche se adwuma ya ye no meni e bia wa metumi de achiro but ya ye adwuma
e bi ni se
ya se ye ukọ swamia o se ye rose ye overpass.
Yeah, overpass.
Yeah, gusu ya Juma Bibli hospitals, kakra I see
overpass na moya no do how many percentage? More commission it.
And they mean to me, and I'm sure say when we now catch them ya.
The least said the better. Let me send my greetings to Dominic Kesi Achampon, our NDC GISO Vice Chairman. Today you turn 50. Bros, congratulations. Happy birthday to you. We will talk soon. I hope, sir, the work in the GISO is ongoing and it is continuing. We are very aware, sir, in the last primary, how do you call it, by-election, no, the NDC decided to do the sensible thing, and but there is work to be done, and we will continue to make progress. Thank you so much, and God bless you. Today you turn 50. Thank you guys very much. Let me go to Togbi to make his final comment on this very last ones. We all saw the cars that, and then the MPP people cannot even mention one project. These are the people who are comparing themselves to Kwame Nkrumah. Kwame Nkrumah, a man who did not even leave a property for his children. A man who did not even leave a property for himself. These people are buying vehicles. So look, some of those cars going, when they are moving like that, they are more than one house that is moving. Every one that you see, that is like one block of hospital that you see moving. When you see any of those V8 in Ghana, that is like a hospital block going. Some of them are complete hospitals. If you know the price of a car, of some of those machines that you are seeing there, you understand that is classroom blocks moving in town. Those are hospitals moving in town. Those are building houses. Those are asphalt roads moving around in town. But because you don't understand, you are following them and doing kukururu. Continue to do kukururu. You will continue. Look, I saw a Maybach. I saw an expensive vehicle driving on a rough road in Ghana. I'm like, what is wrong with us? You see a serious Mercedes driving on a rough road in Ghana. Like, what is wrong with us? Like, we need to do better, people. We need to do better. We need a government that can understand how to at least take care of his people. But let me go to Chama. Chama, final comment, 2-3 minutes. Let's get out of here.
Yeah, you see, Kingsley, I think we are not taking lessons from the people. People have complained and see this ostentatious lifestyle of our politicians in Ghana, and another person stands by the roadside and making comments and complain about this. But the politicians are no, I don't know why we cannot stop and even try and pretend that we are stopping. I thought that they had a bus, which is there's a blue bus that has been running around during the campaign time.
Oh, it was part of the convoy. It was part of this convoy.
It was there. It was part of it.
It is there. Yes.
So why do we have all this fleet of other vehicles following it? Because I thought that they were trying to let us know that from the time the bus arrived, they were no more going to run the other fleet of vehicles that you have one person sitting in or two people sitting in and following, going to campaign fields. So that, even if you had to get 2 buses, 3 buses together, then you park your VA somewhere and these luxurious vehicles and then get to, the people can be seen that you are trying to show, even if you're pretending, austerity, at least, at this time when we don't have money to run the economy and people are not being paid, people cannot buy tomatoes and all that, you should be sure, at least show some modesty. But, you know, they are just being the people that we know, the impunity lot, and they really don't care. They have money others don't have, they really don't care. You can wallow in your poverty and we really are living our lives, and that's it. You see, and it's despicable. You are only, you know, pouring a lot of pain on the people and then rubbing it in their faces. And this is not what we want. In the same way, you see, now look at that chairman who appeared for interview, and you are being asked about, give us 2 or 3 or 5 deliverables that you have done in Ashanti region. And he also is found wanting. You see, these people don't have sense. You should do apologies, because anywhere you turn, for a number of them, anywhere you turn, people want to know what exactly have you delivered. If you have any factory somewhere, if you have any kind of one dam, one village, those things that you promised, your people are being asked from one region to the other. The regional minister couldn't answer any question. Their communication director couldn't answer those kind of things. So if I were them, I would do the homework. If I don't know it today, but I found that my regional minister appeared and wasn't able to mention one thing, I will go and see whether I can find some responses. At least if I can pick one thing among what we claim to have delivered. So that when I appear and confront the question, I'll be able to say, oh, I can tell you one. And the one is hospital here. We just cut a sword where we haven't done it. At least that's a deliverable. Or say we have a hole in the around Parliament House, which is a cathedral we want to build, but we have not been able to do. We only laid a
Chairman,
stone.
Chairman, your suggestion is your suggestion not a dangerous suggestion. You are saying that they should at least find one. The thing is not there. Akufo-Addo did not do anything for them. Where should they find it from?
But if Kingsley, if you appear at a radio station that they say, tell us one thing for MPP, assuming you are MPP, and I'm hearing you and you cannot find yourself wanting, I will try and get something.
Chairman, I can't find anything. I will get angry and leave.
For me, I'll find something.
I will get angry and leave. I will leave. Why are you asking me this question?
I'll find the cathedral. I'll carry the cathedral. Oh, yes, I'll carry the cathedral. It's for you to say that it's not. I'll say we have delivered the cathedral and we are still working on it. Yes.
But the cathedral was a personal promise. That is what Dr. Kamina told us.
We have commissioned it for you. So I've only been sarcastic.
I know. Nano can turn that into a swimming pool and make Ghanaians happy.
There is nothing to show. And Ghanaians should know that, look, these leaders who call themselves chairman and regional ministers and communication directors, Richard Ajagba, your brother, Richard Ajagba, when they first introduced the tracker and he was confronted by Johnny Hughes, show us, just mention one thing, Aflaw, Ketusa. He couldn't mention anything. He said,
I played his audio today, CTFM and
recently, the CTFM one. Recently, he did the same thing again. I'm like, really? Are you sensible?
Yeah.
So you couldn't go and do your homework very well and say that around the Aflaw we are doing a catapult. You couldn't tell us.
Chaba,
you should have shown a picture of a catapult.
Even the tracker couldn't track himself. So the problem is clean. The problem is clear. Unfortunately, we have to go, Chairman. I think that we had an amazing discussion today, and I'm grateful for everybody. And let's continue to do this. Next Sunday, we'll be here again. For those of you that your names were listed in one of the comments, please inbox the number. I got 2 numbers already. So we will do as we promised. If we didn't get up to 5, then we may have to do a top up. But then we will do as promised. My hope is that other colleagues come and join us and support this so that we can be able to do maybe 500,000 per person each Sunday for 5 people. I'll be excited about that. Thank you guys very much. My name is Kingsley, Elikem Mortey, and I've been with Chairman Richard Alija, and Rashid Awudu was here. Paul DeSoso, Massachusetts chairman, was here. The NDC needs everybody. Come. Go join a branch. It is still not too late. Join a branch. Support the works of the NDC. The NDC is still looking for people who can work together we can go on the street and campaign. If you are in the United States, reach out to us. If you are in any country that you are in, if you are in England or you are in Japan or Canada, reach out. We will be able to lay you at the front, at the proper doors. Many of our parliamentary candidates need support, need your help. Come along and support them. If you need anybody's number or details, we can make that available. If you need to support any MP, we will make you talk to them directly and support them. Thank you guys very much. My name is Kingsley. Komla Mortey.